Hello, you're watching The Big Story with me, Chao Suen. Subscribe to the Straits Times channel to stay up to date with our live news updates. China has suspended issuing short-term visas in Japan and South Korea. It's the first retaliatory move against nations that have imposed COVID-19 curbs on travelers from China. The Chinese embassy in Seoul says it will adjust the policy once South Korea lifts what it called discriminatory entry restrictions against China. Kyodo News Agency has reported Beijing imposing similar measures against Japan. South Korea began requiring travelers from China to undergo a PCR test upon arrival from last week, while Japan also toughened its rules requiring similar tests from those coming directly from China, following Beijing's decision to reopen its borders on Sunday. Seoul says it has been in discussion with Beijing and defended its border measures, saying they are based on scientific evidence.
We have been communicating with the Chinese side. Our government keeps sending our stance to the Chinese side through diplomatic channels and is communicating with them. Our government's enhanced quarantine measures on travelers from China are based on scientific and objective evidence.
Meanwhile, Malaysia's Immigration Department will provide special lanes for travelers from China at international entry points. Those who are symptomatic will be referred to health officials and undergo throat swabs as well as ART COVID-19 tests. In the meantime, all travelers entering Malaysia will be screened through a thermal scanner. Those who are found to be ill or symptomatic or have made self-declarations or self-referrals will undergo further examination. In local news, if you use ride-hailing service Grab and are hoping to pay a little less for your ride, this will come as good news to you. After a hiatus of almost 3 years, commuters can once again book shared rides on private hire cars and taxis from January 16th to 29th as part of a limited 14-day trial. The trial of its Grab Share service, which allows multiple travelers headed in the same direction to share a ride for lower fares, coincides with the Chinese New Year period. During the trial, bookings for shared rides can be made only during evening peak hours between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. from selected areas, including the downtown core, River Valley, Outram, and Buona Vista, areas where demand is expected to be high. The man who allegedly held a 60-year-old woman at knife point in YISHUN on Monday has been charged with possessing an offensive weapon in a public place. Muhammad Faisal Muhammad Arif is currently remanded at the Institute of Mental Health for medical examination. If convicted, he can be jailed for up to 3 years and caned. Preliminary investigations by the Central Narcotics Bureau also found that his urine tested positive for controlled drugs. Investigations are ongoing, including whether suspected drug-related offenses were committed. The contractor that erected a wick tent on a service road and delayed the SCDF access to a fire in Henderson Road has been issued a summons by the town council in charge of the area. The Tanjong Pagar Town Council, which issued the summons, said it is against town council bylaws to erect tents at fire access points. This comes as Minister of State for Home Affairs Faisal Ibrahim revealed in Parliament on Monday that because the tent was on the service road, SCDF officers had to remove bollards that were padlocked to the ground to create an access path, causing a delay of 18 minutes in the firefighting operation. Full-time NSF Edward Goh died while battling the blaze in the Henderson Road flat. Further investigations are ongoing into the factors that contributed to his death. Meanwhile, a total of 42 national servicemen died in service over the last 2 decades. In a written reply to a parliamentary question by non-constituency MP Hazel Phua, who asked for the statistics, Defence Minister Ng Eng Hen said the deaths comprised 35 from the SAF, 4 from the SPF, and 3 from the SCDF. Commenting on the proportions of deaths and permanent disability, Dr. Ng said that though the rates for both are low, at 0.001% for both SAF and SPF and 0.002% for the SCDF, they are constantly striving to achieve a zero fatality rate. The football fraternity sending their well wishes to one of the sport's biggest superstars, Gareth Bale, who announced his retirement from professional football on Monday. His former teammate and current England captain Harry Kane said it was a pleasure to have played alongside Bale. His former club, Real Madrid, also expressed their love and admiration for a legend of the club. In a statement released on social media, 33-year-old Bale said the decision to retire was made with careful consideration. He is looking forward to moving on to whatever challenge the next stage of his life brings. Bale's retirement marks the end of one of the most decorated careers in British football history, with 5 Champions League titles and a record 111 international appearances for Wales. Those are our top stories for today. Visit straitstimes.com for more news and our YouTube channel for more videos. Subscribe by hitting the red button below. I'm Chao Suen, and I'll see you tomorrow on The Big Story.